Hi, I'm Elizabeth Milne, Senior Director of Product Marketing for SAP. I'm joined by...
Josh May, Senior Solutions Consultant at BlackLine Systems.
So BlackLine and SAP are partners for the area of the record to report, the accounting and financial close. We have a relationship that's called an endorsed business solution, and perhaps you can tell us a little bit about where BlackLine fits into the accounting and financial close story at SAP.
Absolutely. So BlackLine looks to operate in the area from the data that's provided from SAP all the way through to providing support up to the pre-consolidation area. So we're taking the information that will come out of SAP, working it, ensure it's accurate, providing variance analysis, feeding back into SAP through the journal system, and then actually producing all of the numbers that are needed at the period end.
Right, so the account reconciliation steps, account substantiation. So what are customers doing today if they're not using BlackLine?
Well, unfortunately, many of our customers, when they come to us, are still reliant on Excel spreadsheets. And obviously in the 21st century, there should be a considerably better approach to this taken by accountants. Relying on 20th century technology to produce information does come with some serious drawbacks. The risks involved within spreadsheets are well documented. Being reliant on Excel formulas does somewhat open up a whole host of issues. We're offering a robust solution that will actually enable you to get away from spreadsheets, bring automation to the record to report process, and allow you to really produce the numbers as and when the business drives them.
So interesting fact about Excel spreadsheets, they originated in the early 1980s. So there are actually accountants and people out there who are younger than the Excel spreadsheet.
Scary thought. Scary thought.
It is a very scary thought, indeed.
Good fact.
Right. Okay, so yeah, we've discussed the partnership between BlackLine and SAP. And so now let's talk about continuous accounting.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about this term that's out in the marketplace these days that people are talking about with continuous accounting.
Absolutely. So continuous accounting is a concept whereby a number of automation pieces are brought in by BlackLine to really support the creation of useful information to match when the business is happening. What we're looking to do is to really get rid of that particular piece of work from accountants and allow them to provide explanations as to what's really driving the figures, to get a true understanding of what's leading to the financial statements that are being reported. If we can do this, then it frees up the accountant's time. It's a far more accurate way of performing at the period end and actually smooths out any peaks in volume around the period end, allowing accountants to go home on time.
Right, so it's all about the distribution of workload, right, throughout the period so that we don't peak at the end.
Absolutely.
And then rather than just do all our accounting at period end, we continuously account throughout the period.
Absolutely, as well as ensuring that all of the information is reported as and when it occurs to try and minimise any timing differences and actually reflect that within the numbers as quickly as possible.
Right, and so as we mentioned in the beginning, you've got SAP on the general ledger side and on the consolidation side, BlackLine in the middle, and the automation, centralization, and standardization of all of those processes in between is what can move you to continuous accounting.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, very much so, given the visibility that's required for the key stakeholders in the business and ensuring that the numbers are accurate first time and there's no need to be going in and spending considerably more time correcting the figures.
Right, it's all about getting it right the first time,
Indeed.
right? And not going back after the fact and going and reconciling and redoing things over
Definitely
and over
taking
again.
a standardized approach to this and therefore cutting down on the amount of errors that go in and again just being more efficient, bringing the automation piece in to get that standardized repetitive work out of the way, allowing accountants to utilize their skills, their resources, really free up the accountant to do that particular piece.
Yeah, absolutely. The term exceptional accountants has been flying around a lot as well too, where we really want the accountants to be able to be accountants and not just be Excel experts, if you will, right?
Definitely. Yes, to be focusing too much time on Excel spreadsheets really is an absolute waste and certainly not utilizing the expensive resource of accountants within the finance team.
Right, absolutely. So tell me a little bit more about the benefits on what you're going to be able to get from continuous accounting.
Sure. So as I mentioned, you're freeing up accountants to work on more value-adding areas. We're also looking to really tie back the amount of time spent on the period-end close. Rather than spending time actually preparing the figures, we're just wanting people to provide explanations on that. By producing the numbers time and time again throughout the period using automation, we really are allowing you to close considerably sooner. You'll have addressed a number of the items that would be identified within the financial statements as and when they occur. And by the time you reach the period end, you've already produced a large percentage of the numbers that the few remaining points can be addressed right at the period end, and then you can close off considerably sooner, allowing you more time to analyse the figures before they're distributed to the key stakeholders in the business. They can also have access through BlackLine to be able to see what's driving the numbers, what's the real driver behind those numbers, which then feeds into SAP.
Yep.
So you're able to drill straight down.
So to be clear, continuous accounting is not a product, but it's a framework. It's people, it's process, and technology. SAP's technology, BlackLine's technology together, really around that.
Very much so. We share the roadmap under our endorsed business solution. We do share the roadmap with SAP, so we're always ready when new functionality is released within SAP. We reflect that within BlackLine, ensuring that we are very much in sync. We provide an area where new functionality can be tested within BlackLine. We'll always ensure that you're on the latest version of BlackLine. One of the big benefits of being a cloud-based tool. So it's working together very closely with SAP. Around over 40% of our client base is with SAP, well in excess of 500 clients. And really that relationship is alive and well.
Right, absolutely, great. So it's all about SAP and BlackLine working together to help you bring your organization to a framework of continuous accounting.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Thanks very much,
Superb.
Josh.
Thank you.